Hey guys, Money here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to get a God mode car in GTA 509. Now I recommend doing this with the Kuruma. Reason is the hitboxes for the windows are pretty small and all of that. Now all you guys need for this is you need a hanger and you need a cargo bob. You don't need to have a personal cargo bob, but that makes it a little bit easier. Now before we do get into it though, if you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you guys are new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. If you want to, turn on notifications. Apparently people have been doing that. I don't even ask them to do it. It's crazy, right? But if you want to, go right ahead. But yeah, so let's get right back into it. Once you guys are in this and you have your Kuruma parked right up against the blue light like I do here, what you want to do is become a CEO, or you can just go and steal a random car off the street, but CEO is much easier, and then request yourself a CEO vehicle. Now I just do the BJs. That's the easiest one to do, and it's free, so it doesn't cost you any money. At least it doesn't for me. But once you guys get this right here, you want to go ahead and park it up so you're blocking the driver's side door on the Kuruma. Now, before we do continue again, I just wanted to confirm, this video is very long because I show you what happens if it's still bricked for you at the end, which you guys will see towards the end. So be sure to stick around in case it happens to you. But once you guys have the BJ or whatever car you have parked up next to the Kuruma like I do, test it, make sure you teleport in and out. And then if you do, then I go into the hangar first here. Now once I'm in the hangar, I call up Pegasus and request my cargo bob, but you don't need to do that. You can go to the airport and get one or call one in regularly, but if you go inside of your hangar and then call it in, it'll spawn at the actual military base or wherever you're closest to, like whatever airport or whatever you're closest to, it'll spawn there, and that makes it just so much easier.
Hello, you're through
so
to
just going
Pegasus
inside of your
Lifestyle
hangar
Management. How can I help?
and then calling Pegasus to request your
Great.
cargo bob.
The aircraft is waiting
once
for you at our nearest
airport. Request it and then exit your hangar. Now, at this point here, I'm going to show you me failing the glitch and what happens if you fail it, which you guys will see. But once you guys are in this position right here and everything's all set up, then what you want to do is you want to turn around and then run at the actual car, in my case the Kuruma. You want to run at the blue light and not the Kuruma, so you hit the blue light, and as soon as you hit the blue light, you want to press Y to teleport inside of the Kuruma. If done correctly, you will not see this. Now, as you can see, my character duplicated, so if you see that, then you did it wrong. So just start over. The car will still be set up the proper way, but in my case, I had it once where it disappeared, so that's not right. This is the correct way that you want to do it, where you don't have your other character standing in front, you just have your character getting out of the car and walking into the hangar. If you see that, then you did it correctly and you're good to go. Once you're in the hangar, just exit the hangar. And once you exit the hangar, then your car will be invisible. So what you want to do is start up a simian or some sort of contact mission job. Start one up so then you can actually get it so it's so it's like spawns right beside you and it becomes visible again, because as you can see on the mini map there, it's still technically in that area, but it's invisible obviously, so you can't see it. So I'm just going to go ahead and join up a Martin job real quick, and as soon as you can, just press B to exit. You don't want to do it you don't want to take too long, because sometimes these videos or these jobs are full of people waiting, so you want to exit as soon as possible, otherwise you might end up starting the job by accident. So make sure you don't start the job by accident, just exit as soon as you are able to. Like as soon as it loads up and you can press B to quit out, then just do that. And then once you quit out and you spawn back in, the car will be beside you and it will be visible again. Now this is where it can get a little iffy. If this does correctly, then the car will not be bricked afterwards, but in my case it was bricked, so I show you what to do to get it unbricked. So what you want to do at this point here, when you spawn back in, go into your interaction menu, go to your vehicle settings, and then start your remote starter. So start your car through the interaction menu, and then go ahead and get inside of the cargo bob, and then hook the cargo bob up to the car, lift it up in the air, and then drop it back in. Now if done correctly, then the car will not be bricked, meaning you will be able to drive the car around afterwards. But in my case, it became bricked and it stayed bricked. So if you were to get into it right now without doing the cargo bob part, you will not be able to drive around at all. But it is going to still be invincible, but it just won't be able to drive around. So what this step is supposed to do is actually fix that whole part, so you so you're actually able to drive it around. But this didn't work for me, so I'm going to show you a workaround in order to get it unbricked so you can actually use it. Now I did lift it up that other time, but I wanted to make sure, so I like making sure I lift it up completely off the ground so no part of the car is actually touching, and then just drop it back down. So as soon as it's back up, go ahead and drop the car back down to the ground, as you can see right there. So just go ahead and drop it, land your helicopter, get out and get into your Kuruma. If done correctly and everything worked as planned, and then you'll be able to drive it around at this point, and at this point you can stop watching the video. But you will see here in a second, it did not work for me properly, and it is still brickly. You can see I'm turning the wheel, car started, and it's just not going, and I'm holding the trigger and everything. So at this point right here, if it is not working, you want to get out of your car, and then you want to throw one sticky bomb on the car. Pardon me. You want to throw one sticky bomb on the car, and then you want to get back into your cargo bob, hook it up, fly up high enough so when you jump out of the cargo bob, you have enough time to press left on your D-pad to ignite the sticky bomb and blow it up. And then once you blow it up and you hear it blow up, just go right down to the ground and land on the ground and die. Don't pull your parachute at all, just die. So just kill yourself on the ground, don't pull your chute at all, and all that. So like I said, go ahead, throw one sticky bomb on the car, get into your cargo bob, and then hook up your car with the cargo bob. Hook up the car with the cargo bob, lift it up in the air so you have enough space to actually do the rest part of it. Now I'm going to be actually fast forwarding for me to pick it up because for some reason it takes so fucking long. I don't know why, but it's a pain in the ass. Like, it's a real pain in the ass. But once you have it all hooked up here, go ahead and fly up high enough. And then you want to jump out, and once you jump out, or as soon as you clear the car pretty much, you want to press left on your D-pad so you blow up the sticky bomb. Now it will not explode, keep that in mind. It won't explode. It will explode, but your car won't explode. So as you see there, boom, and then go ahead and throw yourself on the ground. Now once you spawn back in, the car will be invisible, and in my case it was on the roof, so it took me a little bit longer to figure it out. But it will be invisible, so what you want to do again is you want to pull up your job missions, and you just want to go ahead and start up another Martin job or whatever. I did start up a Simeon job, but it didn't work for me, so I had to move further away from where the car originally was, and that worked for me fine right there. Now once you guys do that, you call up another job, make sure you get another cargo bob as well, so go into your hangar and call up Pegasus and order another cargo bob, as you will need that to complete the rest of this glitch to get it unbricked. So once you call up another job, in my case a Simeon job did not work, so I ended up using a actual Martin job again, and that worked fine. One of the transform races, because I actually went up in the clouds, as you can see, and then I moved myself over to wherever the job start location is, and then that worked fine. So once you do that, again, same process, just press B to quit out as fast as possible. So you'll see here, quickly quit out, and make sure you're far enough away from wherever your car did land after you blew up your cargo bomb originally, so it actually comes closer to you. Now after you load back in, it will be closer to you, but it will still be invisible, so keep that in mind. So this last little part might be a little bit tricky, but this is the final step, so just bear with me here. I know it's over 10 minutes, you see all that bullshit, but I don't mean to try to put it over 10 minutes, but sometimes it happens. But once you guys are at this point, then you want to go ahead, go back into the game, and once you load back down on the ground, you want to run over to the car, make sure it's there by running into it. As you can see here, I can actually climb up on top of it, it's just invisible. So you want to go ahead, go over to your cargo bob, and you want to try and lift it up. Pretty simple. You want to go into your cargo bob, and make sure your hook is deployed, go over to the car, and then hook it up and lift it up. Now as soon as you hook it, it will become visible again, so that at least helps a little bit. But I fast forward through this because it took me a couple of tries to get over there to get it. But as you can see here in a second, I will end up hooking it up and it becomes visible. Just lift it up a little bit, drop it back down, and then once you do that, you should be good to go. And it will be actually unbricked, and then you can drive it around, and it will be explosion proof. Only downside to this is people can still shoot you through the window, so keep that in mind. Which is why I chose the Kuruma, as I think it's the best car to do it with, as the windows are pretty small and it's pretty hard to hit your target defending the Kuruma with a gun. So it just deals explosive damage, or it handles explosive damage like a beast. But as you can see there, I lifted it up and it became visible again. So I'm going to go ahead, get back inside of my Kuruma, and I can now drive it around. And here you guys will see in a second that it is bomb proof, including with you in it. So if an explosion happens and you're driving the car, then you will actually survive, which I show you at the end of the video. But that is pretty much it for this video. I'm sorry this is so long. I know you guys might hate it, but there's nothing I can do about it. This was just a real bitch for me, but I wanted to show you guys in case this happened to you. So that is it for this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, make sure to leave a like and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.